Hello everyone, welcome to Hybrid Counseling's education program. So we're focusing on things like substance use, harm reduction, relapse prevention. So everyone is here for maybe a similar or a different reason. Everyone here probably got an assessment first. That's how we knew you were appropriate to do this program. Maybe you got it with myself. If so, hello again. Or maybe you did it with one of our other counselors. But either way, this is the foundation for whatever we're doing moving forward. Some of you maybe just got recommended to do this education program, but some of you maybe got recommended to do more of a diversion, relapse prevention, or just substance use individual sessions after this. But either way, you should know going in what sections you're responsible for doing. Your counselor will let you know beforehand. Now, most everyone is going to do some of the sections like the basic substance use, harm reduction, thinking patterns. So a lot of those things will be in there. One of the things to note that there is a guide for this. You were probably made aware of that too. So you should have gotten that guide. And the way to do this is to take that guide, and as you go through and as I'm giving the presentation, just look and see where we're at. So the guide is for two reasons. One, so we actually know you watch this thing. So there will be kind of verbatim word for word questions in there that you will fill out based on exactly what we said, and that way we know you did it. And another part, there's exercises in there to do. Because after this, whether it's just one time or 20 times, you're going to be meeting with your counselor. And one of the first things you're going to go over is some of those exercise questions in there. So yeah, be sure you're doing that. Now, one of the advantages of doing this video is that you get to pause it, slow it down, maybe speed it up if you want to make it go by quicker. But you could always go back and rewatch, if you miss something. So another good way of doing this too is seeing what the next question is that you'll have to fill out and just keeping note of that. So that way when it comes, you'll be able to fill that out. And then the exercises, you can just pause it and take a couple minutes and just write down in the exercises. Some are written, some are things you just think about, but all of those you're going to go do with your counselor a bit later. During this presentation, we're going to cover quite a few topics. I'm going to try to make it as entertaining and interesting as I possibly can. I know this is probably not the first thing you're signing up to do here on a Friday night and not your number one choice, but I really do think that you will enjoy it. I have done this with hundreds of people, and most everybody finds it to be interesting. Even though it's not number one thing you want to do, a lot of these concepts hopefully will be interesting to you and will apply to your situation and will maybe help you reduce any consequences that you had that brought you here. And a lot of people who go and do this education and program, they have much less likely chances of having issues come up later. So that's why I really like recommending this, opposed to sometimes more intense forms of recommendations like doing treatment, because I think that sometimes just having a bit of education that we don't get earlier can really come in handy, and being able to have some accountability to work with the counselor, really helps as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.